What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Chris, man. I am here at the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. It is Tuesday, September 9th, 2025. My name is Chris Drummond. I am a freelance sports reporter based out of upstate New York here and proprietor of this podcast, Work Hard, Play Harder, where I bring individuals on to talk about their why and get to know them outside of their occupation. I got a very special guest that's coming on with me today. She has an abundance of experience in the journalism game as a producer, as a reporter, digital journalist as well. Her name is Sandra Gonzalez, and we're going to talk to her about her why of getting into journalism, and we're also going to ask her some get to know you questions. So, Sandra, welcome to the podcast.
I'm happy to be here.
I'm happy to have you on. There's no question about it. You are absolutely glowing right now. I just want to say that to you right off the bat. You are very welcome. My first question to you is the same as it always is with everybody that comes on here, and that is, what is your why? Why do you do what you do? Did you have any role models, any inspirations maybe growing up? But ultimately, what is your why for getting into the journalism industry?
I want to help people. I want to inspire others. I just want to do my part in making my community better and doing what I can with the gifts I've been given. And I find that I have a lot of purpose in journalism.
Mm. I like that. I do. And that's a great start to this conversation. Tell me about your story of how, because we talked about it a little bit offline, but tell me, why was your story an interesting story to be told on the ways of getting into this industry? Because everybody's way of getting into this industry is different. Some is non-traditional, some is traditional. But talk to me about your story and why it's unique.
It goes way back. I was 15 years old. Now, how
Mhm.
many teenagers do you know that know exactly what they want to do?
Mm.
Um, I was babysitting one night and on came a cable show. And
Right.
I was probably a sophomore, I saw a senior reading the campus news on the cable. And I was like, wow,
Right.
I want to do that. So I ended up going into drama and doing that for 3 years in high school. And it was
Mm.
during that time I said, oh my goodness, I want to be a newswoman. So I ended up in a community college trying to make my way through college, and I was going to transfer to another university. And I came across this amazing college near my home in Mission Viejo, California. And at
Hmm.
Saddleback College, 3 years I got to do the news as a reporter and an anchor on a
Okay.
real FM radio station. They had their own television station. I did talk shows. I did pretty much everything. It was my thing. And then they hired me for their working television station, which was kind of cool. The college was able to do, I guess, not online yet, but cable classes. You know how it's normal now to do classes on a screen. Well, we would shoot
Absolutely.
classes, and then they gave me my own. Well, it was a friend of mine. They gave us our own magazine show, so we went around and
Wow.
did stuff for campus. I did transfer over to Cal State Fullerton, and I
Yep.
couldn't wait to get started. But what ended up happening was internships. And one of my very first internships that was paid, actually, which was rare back in that time, I was at KNX Radio in Los Angeles.
Okay.
And I had to come in college when lots of people want to have fun and do lots of things. I had
Right.
to be there at 4 a.m. while I was in college. And then
Wow.
4 a.m. until noon on the weekends, I wrote news that the anchors would read on this massive 50,000 watt blowtorch that went all over most of California. And I wrote news that was actually being read to who knows how many people. And I got another internship at KCAL, which at the
Okay.
time was bought by Michael Eisner from Disney,
Right.
and it was experimental. So they were hiring all kinds of anchors and reporters from all across the country. So I got exposed to all these professionals, and I became like a really, really go getter, gopher kind of intern
Mm.
that ended up leading into some paid work and a stipend. So I was doing kind of some nerd stuff,
Right.
and I couldn't wait to get started. And then all of a sudden, I got a call from someone who knew someone from KNX Radio that they had an opening at a radio station. So fast forward, I ended up in eventually in Santa Barbara, California, where the mountains
Mm.
kiss the ocean for my very first job, and I went into radio. And I didn't know how long I was going to be there, but that was just like paid work. I'm
Right.
reporting, I'm living in a beautiful city, and I was doing my thing. I was working my way up in gathering contacts, and eventually I got to news director at a very tender 20 something,
Mm.
and was learning all about that. And then I get this call, and I just was so, I mean, my world was California. So it's very California centric. I didn't know much
Mm.
about the rest of the country.
Sure.
And they said they were from Fort Worth, Texas. And young and inexperienced lady that I was, I'm like, Fort what? And they go, Dallas. And I'm like, oh, I know Dallas. And so
Hmm.
they wanted to fly me up. They had, well, they wanted a tape and they liked my tape, so they wanted to fly me up. And I remember telling my daddy after the interview on the phone, I think I want to take this job.
Right.
So I moved from my home state, home city to Dallas. Well, no, I mean from Santa Barbara to Dallas. And then
Yeah.
I started another 9 years. I spent 11 years in radio, and I covered an incredible amount of news in a big city. And eventually that led to television. So while I was out in the field, I made a lot of friends with
Okay.
photographers and the television reporters. They liked my
Right.
report. I met deadlines, I wrote quick, I was confident, and they were like, hey, Sandra, let's shoot a stand up. So one of my friends, his name is Dan, he actually took some of the stand ups that I shot when he was alone doing some what we call VOSOTs, where they shoot stories that with the video and the interviews that the anchors will read with the sound bites, but like I
Right.
turn them into, in TV talk, what we call a reporter's package. So he asked his boss, hey, I want to make a demo tape for my friend on my day off. Is that all right? Keeping everything above board. And so one afternoon we went in there and I wrote 3 packages, which is a lot for one afternoon. And I put my 3 stand-ups in there and he busted out a tape and he goes, I don't know, something weird's going on, Sandra. My news director keeps coming in here and inquiring what's going on. And he said to leave him a copy.
Right.
And I was okay. He ended up hiring me freelance to do packages for the news on the weekends at
Oh.
his station in Dallas where he was news director. And so
Okay.
that was how I got my foot in the door. But I needed more. So fast forward, I needed to go to a smaller market to kind of learn the on camera stuff, talking to a lens, and just on camera presence and all of that. So eventually, I ended up in Bakersfield, and then you know how it works in broadcast. You go from city to city to city.
I
So
do.
that's kind of my. I'm sorry, it was a long answer, but that's kind of how it got started. And
No, that's okay.
yeah, I mean, I started my career, 11 years later into television after, I started reporting. Most people start right away, right out of school. It took me a long time, but, I transitioned over.
You did. And I'm sure you did an absolutely fabulous job. And which one do you love more if I had to twist your arm? Would you love radio or being in front of the camera?
Well, I'm going through my archives and this season of life. And I'm listening to this stuff and I'm like, wow, I miss it. Sometimes you think the grass is greener. And while
Yeah.
I love aspects of both sides of these mediums of broadcast journalism, I love radio. And I love how podcasting is evolving, and I
Absolutely.
love the way you can describe things. And, you go to the imagination, you write to the ear, and it transitions into television like sound. I mean, I like to do a lot of stuff in television right now as a producer where you open up with a natural sound. And I like to weave that in when I was in television as well. And I think that's because of my background in radio. So
Hmm.
it's like I love both. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely, no question. But sounds like your heart is definitely with radio just a tad bit more, and I love that too. I love that. You went to Cal State Fullerton, as you mentioned before. Were there any other schools that could have persuaded you from going to Cal State, or was you dead set on going to that school?
Mm, I had my sights set on some more expensive schools, but I think everything worked out the way it was supposed to be. And I made some amazing friends. I had amazing professors. They looked out for me. They helped me get job interviews and jobs, and I think it was the right decision.
Mm.
And I stayed nearby, and those contacts that I made in Los Angeles were just priceless. Um, I got paid work also in radio before I got out of college. I ended up doing some part-time work at KFI radio.
Right.
Um, so it was just kind of like, I don't know. I think everything happens for a reason, and I don't look woulda, coulda, shoulda. I think everything that was meant for me has happened.
Absolutely, and I love that. I love that you have that perspective about picking that school because, like you said, everything does happen for a reason. Um, I want to ask you some favorite questions. So you just give me the 411 off the rip based upon these favorite questions, okay, Sandra? So here we go. Uh, Favorite meal you like to cook?
Oh, that I like to cook?
Hmm.
Mm, Gosh, I love to cook so much. Um, if I'm gonna like go all out, I
Hmm.
I like I like to cook my heritage. I like to cook Mexican food.
Okay, now I'm with you on that. I'm
Mhm.
totally with you on that. I love me some
Doing it
Mexican
right
food.
now with my dad's recipes,
Hmm.
and I'm learning some stuff from the ancestors, and I'm just like trying new things all the time. And my next venture that I want to dabble into and see how it goes is actually cooking in Mexican clay pots. We call them cazuelas. So I
Right.
mean, I'm talking like old school. Yeah.
Okay. I like that. No, that's pretty cool. It's pretty neat. I like that. Now, let me ask you. When it comes to Mexican food, I'm a huge nachos person. I'm a huge steak tacos person, roll tacos person. What's your favorite like Mexican food that you like to cook?
Mm. I like making my family's recipe of red enchiladas with sour cream.
Mm.
And I like making, especially during the holidays, tamales. And
Oh,
um, I don't know, I try and do a lot, but those are two top things that come to mind.
oh man, I'm gonna have to come and see you, Sandra, when I'm in your town in your city now. 'Cause that's what I'm talking about. I like something like that.
Yeah, I love cooking. I find it, and that's one thing. Like with work, like I give 100 when I'm there, but when
Hmm.
I leave, I have balance. And one thing that keeps me happy and centered, everybody has a thing, is in the
Right.
kitchen. I'm
I love it.
enjoying it. Hmm.
I love it. I'm a huge taco person, as I said. You mentioned that you're from California. I'm also from California. That's where I was raised, San Diego to be exact. That
One
was my
hour
city.
north is where I'm from.
Oh, you say you're up north?
Nope, I'm 1 hour north of San Diego.
Oh yeah, you're 1 hour north of San Diego. Sorry about that. But we're both
You
California.
know the beautiful oceans.
I do. I do. I
Oh,
love the Pacific Oceans, love the beaches out there. I grew up out there, went elementary, middle, high school, all the above. So yeah, got a lot of
really,
love for
really
California.
good fish tacos, I bet.
Oh, absolutely. No question about it. No question about that. Like I said. So are you still out in California?
Mm-mm. I'm in
Oh,
Austin.
oh, so you're in Texas now. Okay, awesome.
I've lived in quite a few cities in my journey,
That's
but
awesome.
the
That's
fam is
awesome.
there. Yes.
Got you. That's what's up. I love that. I have family in Texas as well. I don't think I've ever been to the city of Austin, but I have been to San Antonio and Houston. Houston is where my family is, so I'm very familiar with Texas as well. Y'all got a lot of tolls out there. A lot of tolls.
Mm.
That's for sure. No question. Let me get to this next favorite, and this next favorite is favorite concert you've ever attended.
Oh my word. My aunt took me to my very first concert when I was a teenager,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't listen to this kind of music as much anymore, but it was real big to me back in the day. She took me to a
Okay.
Van Halen rock concert,
Wow. Okay.
City Rock, um, in Los Angeles, and then the next one she took me to that was really memorable was the Rolling Stones.
Mick Jagger.
Oh
Mick
my
Jagger.
word. Oh my word. And I went to quite a few Journey concerts.
Oh
I
yeah.
was a Steve Perry fan. Um, I don't know. I've just gone to so many, but one memorable one that happened recently was in New Orleans, where I lived for
Mm.
6 years. And when I was visiting my friend, one thing, have you ever tried Jazz Fest? As not necessarily anything to do with jazz per se, but it's like a music festival. And
No, no, I have not.
you've got to. It's a
Hmm.
New Orleans thing you need to try.
Okay.
They have like all these stages of like all kinds of genres of music, and they'll bring in the big names too. Here in Austin, we have Austin City Limits (ACL). It's a
Yep.
similar structure. They had Aerosmith, and it was a great night. And Steven Tyler gave it his all, and it was a great moment. And I know he's passed on, but Tom Petty was a really great concert
Tom
there.
Petty and the Heartbreakers. Absolutely. No
Maybe I
question.
guess my because right now I'm very into country music and Latin music, but I do have a background in loving rock, as you can hear from my favorite concerts.
Sure, absolutely. No question. I love all those groups that you said. And I would even throw Metallica in there because I'm a huge Metallica fan. I like
Really?
Metallica. Yeah, definitely love Metallica. Their Enter the Sandman album is still one of my favorites of all time. Their Black album was pretty good too. Pearl Jam was another group that I loved as well. Nirvana as well. Got a chance to see Metallica, got a chance to see Nirvana. Have not seen Pearl Jam in concert, but those are some of my favorite groups that I definitely love as far as the rock goes as well. So yeah, I'll throw those in there too for sure. Um,
My last favorite one was Bucket List, and I treated myself in 22, and it had to be in Texas for this to be my bucket list. I went to see George Strait, and
oh, Country
to
Star.
Houston. He closed out rodeo. It was a big deal for me.
That's awesome. I love that. That's what's up.
It was
I want to ask you now, favorite place you've ever traveled to?
Oh, that's easy. I just got back this year, dream trip. Um, some friends of mine, we planned it out. We
Hmm.
went to 3 cities in Spain. We hit
Wow.
up Madrid. Then we didn't even know anything about it, but it sounded kind of cool. We hit up Valencia, which ended up being my favorite city that we went there, and then we went to Barcelona, and we had the best time. And the reason why we went may not be what you think, but I'm very involved in a Latin dance community here in Austin, and so we
Mm.
wanted to go to Spain to explore because they have very good bachata dancers. Do you know about bachata?
A little bit, but please explain to me a little bit more what that's about.
It's a type of Latin dance. It's not salsa. It's a little bit more flowy, a little bit more
Mm.
romantic, sway, and it can be fun and flirty. It's fun dance, and so we know
I
that
already
Spain
like
has
it.
some of the top-notch bachata dancers, and so
Right.
we want to go get our bachata fix and dance with the Spaniards. Wow, it was great.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That
That
sounds
was
terrific.
Yeah, it was a dream trip. I'm already planning to make some future trips to Europe, but that was a really great time. We went for 2 weeks, and I'm still like, wow.
Okay, no doubt. I love that. That's on my bucket list now too, for sure. Going to
For the
Europe.
food, for
Okay.
sure.
I would say my favorite place before I get to the next favorite is Jamaica. Jamaica was a great place that I went to for a cruise. I really loved that. It was on my dad's side of the family. We went there, had a great time. Great beaches. I'm a beach type of guy, so I love beaches, love great food, love great scenery. So, like I said, went there on a cruise. So it was pretty amazing, no question about that. So I was very blessed and lucky to do that. Um, I want to ask this next one because I'm a sports person, so I'm going to ask you a two-part sports question. Favorite sport you like to watch on TV, favorite sport you like to attend in person. They could be the same sport.
Oh, my favorite one. My friends all know. Uh, yeah, New Orleans got in my soul. So I'm a big
Mm,
Saints fan. And since I haven't lived there in a while, whenever I can catch them on television, yeah, that's my thing. Um,
mm,
I'm also a baseball fan. And
okay.
I love to see it in person. And whenever I can get a chance to go to a live game. Now, remember, I told you I had that long radio career in Dallas Fort Worth. So
Right.
and I lived right near the stadium at the time. They changed its names, but at the time, I would see the Texas Rangers like a lot.
Hmm.
And sometimes, I guess part of the job, we were able to get access to really good seats. And it was just so amazing to get up really close. And I loved like all the old time Rangers, especially my person at the time was Pudge Rodriguez, number 7.
Oh
And
yeah.
I know the players come and go over the years, but it's so great to see baseball. And then while I was in Houston, um, they had the Astros had such a huge impact on people after Hurricane Harvey, which
Sure.
struck me in the heart because that's what kind of unified the Saints after what happened in Hurricane Katrina. Like
Right.
sports lift spirits, and
Right.
so it was amazing the way you know that was happening again in Houston. You've lived there as well and have family. So I kind of I like both the Rangers and Astros. So you know,
Yeah, Rangers obviously being a World Series champion just a few years ago, obviously out there in Arlington, Texas. You said the New Orleans Saints. God bless your heart with that team. No question about that. They need a lot of help, that's for sure. But uh,
and
that's
I
for
was there
sure.
when they won the Super Bowl in
That's very
2010.
true. Very true. And that was an awesome feeling when they won the Super Bowl. There's no
More
question
people
about
went
that.
to the city than the population was to see
Oh
that
wow.
parade.
Oh my goodness. I can imagine it was thumping and jumping out in New Orleans. Just
What a
recently went
year!
there for the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl was just there this past year. Went there for the first time. Was there. Had a beignet for the first time. Had alligator for the first time. Jumbo. Yeah, I tried a lot of different foods. And then they had some Cajun chicken there as well, which I typically don't eat Cajun chicken, but New Orleans, whew, they put it down. No question. It was a media party
Nothing
where
like
I
it.
tried all these things. So it was pretty cool.
Mhm, mhm.
It was pretty
And
fun.
then minor league baseball is exciting because they try hard. So you're bound to see
Yeah.
more pickles and more, exciting plays and slides. And yeah, I love it. Love the whole thing.
Well, see, girl, you put a smile on my face. There's no question about that. You loving sports. There's no doubt about it. I love that. Now, last of the favorites. Favorite place you like to eat out at? I'm a huge foodie.
Mm. It's hard to say because I'm always trying to find new places and new restaurants. Um, hmm. If I go to a new restaurant, it might be like something new that there's a magnificent Mexican chef or something.
Hmm.
One restaurant I really like here in Austin is Este,
Oh.
and yeah, it's kind of fancy Mexican food. I don't know. I don't have a favorite because like I kind of like to change it up. I'm always looking for really good barbecue in small towns.
Mm.
And when people say they claim they have the best barbecue in Texas, do you really? I'm gonna have to sample it and try. It's fun. I like trying different types of foods. And I know New Orleans is always having great restaurants, pop up here
They
and there.
do.
But when
Yeah.
I go back, I got to tell you, I got to get my oyster fix on. And I like to go to Drago's and just get a full, huge plate of char grilled oysters. And like, that's good. That's
Mm.
all I need. Yeah.
God bless your heart on that one. You can have all the oysters you want to have. I don't know if I'm an oyster with you, but you can definitely have all the oysters. I'm gonna leave them on the
Well,
shelf
you
for
may
you.
not even like all that crawfish because that's another saying. Whenever I go to New Orleans, I got to eat as much crawfish as possible.
I know that's right. Just give me the shrimp. The shrimp is okay. I'm good with the shrimp and steak. That if you give me that too, then we gonna be good. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with you on
Seafood
that.
all the way.
I know that's right. Let me ask you about your day to day. Being an associate producer now that you're in Spectrum News, obviously it's a little different from being a journalist. Producers are particularly behind the scenes, kind of controlling. They're always keeping the show flowing and going. Even if there's a monkey wrench thrown into the plan, your job is to keep it going, right? Despite whatever adversity or roadblocks come your way. Talk to me about your day-to-day process of being an associate producer. What kind of responsibilities you have? What shift do you normally work? And stuff like that.
Currently, I'm working on our midday show, and I work with other producers and executive producer, and we're a team. And so when I come in, I like to be aware of what's going on in my state. My particular role is writing a lot of local news for the entire state.
Okay.
So I need to know what's going on in all kinds of cities, and I need to, how can I present it? How can I make it visual and interesting, conversational, and I have very little time. So I'm super deadline oriented, I'm very aware, and I'm flexible. Things break in our shift a lot, and so we just have to roll with it and work fast, and we do a great job. So that's kind of what keeps, and it goes fast. Come in early in the morning, and I work my way through mid afternoon, and it doesn't feel like an 8 hour day. It just goes by so fast.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Okay, I like that. Now, how many shows do you produce for?
We work on one, it's a 1 hour show, and a
Hmm.
lot goes into 1 hour of news programming. And we have very little time really to get it going, and things break in the meantime. So, man, that thing keeps us on our toes, and we work hard at it, and we do a great job at it. And yeah, and we're a little different than commercial television. Um, we're putting it out on cable, and
Right.
so we have more time to put out a product. And so we have some talented MMJs, which is a reporter who can shoot and edit their own work, and just a whole team of just talented producers, photographers, digital, you name it, uh, our technical directors, our audio team. It just takes a lot of people to put on such a beautiful product. I'm very proud to be working there, going on 7 years. Or
Yeah, it
close.
takes
I'm
a
working on towards 7 years. I've worked six. Now I'm working towards seven.
yeah, it takes a village to put on a show. No question about that. I want to know about because it's a great segue to this next question. That is work life balance and mental health. Now, I've known many reporters, journalists in this game in my 8 years of being in this industry where I've seen people leave this industry because their work life balance is not right, their mental health is not right. And I don't think you can ever get to a place where it's 100% right. I just don't think so with this kind of occupation because, we're always on the go. You hear words like underpaid, overworked, burnout. You hear those words that are kind of synonymous with our industry. I want to know, how do you keep your mental health strong, Sandra, but also still have that work life balance? You seem like a wonderful woman to be around. I certainly wouldn't mind being around you. And I know your friends and family say the same thing. But you also seem like you're very passionate about journalism as well. So tell me, how do you get that balance right and also keep your mental health strong?
I think that when you go to work, give it your all, but know some days it's not going to be you may not be at your best, but you gotta put forth the effort.
Hmm.
Find stuff outside of work so that you have that balance. I found that whenever I moved to a new city, I would get
Yeah.
plugged in right away with
Right.
different communities, a church, just something. So make sure that like I have friends outside the industry instead of just like, and this is just for me to be circulating and socializing and seeing people at work and then after work and hanging, like I wanted to be with people that weren't in the office and make friends and get some balance. And now in this season of my life, I'm very physically active, and I think that's good for your mental health, your
Right.
soul,
Absolutely.
and all around. So, like this city in particular has been very good for me. So in Austin, I I decided I was finally going to run that marathon. Well, I haven't run the marathon, but I've done 3 half marathons, and
Mm.
I had never done that before. So, like, you just don't know what season of life you come into and the things that you can do. And then I also decided, I always wanted to dance, so I learned how to dance. And I started to learn some salsa dancing, and now it's like, wow, this is really, really good for my mind, my coordination, my physical. And even if I'm having like a bad day for whatever reason, or just something, we do cover a lot of trauma and tragedy in the news, just based on current events and things that happen. And you're like, no, I'm not going to go to dance practice. I'm not going to. And then you go and you're like, God, that was such a good idea. Like it like lifts my spirits. And so
Sure.
I
Sure.
try to influence people that come into, my circle of influence to like find something. Find something that works for you. It doesn't matter, but just make sure that like you have other interests than just the job. And also when you make friends, you start learning about your community. So like if you're because I was
Absolutely.
a new reporter all the time, I covered my neighborhood. Like I would meet people in my community, my neighborhood, and then I'd start bringing in the stories.
Right.
So, like, that's also helpful for your job.
I love
So,
that.
I just, and I wasn't always like this, I've evolved, but like, and then also, like, when you go into any workplace, just learn
Hmm.
how to swim in your fishbowl. Because I think a lot of times in corporate, we just think if we change the environment that and move, it's going to
Right.
be better. No, 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 no. Just learn how to get along with people. And I think as I've evolved in life, and this is just a general thing, it's like when work conflict ever comes up, you just is this going to matter in 5 years? No, probably not. And just learn how to like work together better as a team. And when there is sadness, sometimes when we're covering these shootings or what have you, take advantage. And this is what I really love the way that our industry has evolved. It's
Okay.
like they really care about our mental health. And when you're like covering stuff that like, oh, it's
Gut
hard.
wrenching.
Like
Yeah. Yeah.
when you're out, because when I could, you don't even have time for the things I've seen and the things I've done in my life in all the different cities. But like when you're in house, you're seeing the video or you're seeing the images or you're hearing this stuff, and we
Right.
have to make it palatable for the public. And sometimes it's a lot. Like, I'll just give you one example covering Uvalde. That
Wow.
was hard.
I
Yes.
can imagine that was. I could imagine.
Pardon
I
me.
want. No, you're good. You're good. I wanna be able to ask you this next question because mental health and obviously work life balance. It's important. We have to talk about that because in this industry, sometimes people get a misconception. Right, Sandra, is that they see the pretty lady in front of the TV or the handsome guy that's in front of the TV, that's anchor, reporter, and oh, you must have it made. but they don't know the behind the scenes of what goes on to get you prepared for that, right? They don't know all the roles, right? They don't know your associate producer role and what you have to do to prepare your anchors, your reporters, your MMJs, as you call them, for the hour long show that you guys are going to do, unless they talk to you. That's the only way they're going to find out. And I think people sometimes get into this for the wrong reasons, which is for the glamorous reasons. And it's not really a glamorous type of thing that we do here. We do this to be servers of people. We do this to be pillars in our community. We do this because we want to help people, to go back to your original answer of your why, right? So the reason why I say all that is to lead up to this next question, which is advice. What is some advice that you would give someone, maybe an intern that's at Spectrum News that you probably see around, or maybe someone that's a recent college graduate that wants to be in the broadcast journalism space? What kind of advice would you give that individual?
It's a noble career. It's not easy, but it's worth it.
Mm.
Go in. It may be not the ideal first job, but you're going to get your experience. Get in those trenches, make those contacts, make your mistakes, do it. You're going to find such gratifying moments, and you're going to find days where you're just bawling your eyes out. It just comes with the territory, but it's so worth it. Just hang in there, and we need you. We need good journalists.
Yeah.
The way that things are happening so quickly with technology, and just the way our world is flowing, we need good journalists that can really work their way through it
Right.
and reach the masses. We're very important not only for weather events and major events. Uh, we need to be there for people's everyday lives, and just persevere. You'll find soon that it's not all about being in front of the camera. It's not all about maybe some of those. And I feel like people that go in with that, they're probably not going to stay. It's just probably not going to be their thing, and they'll find but it's just so wonderful when they fall in love with something and they bring in that passion. And as long as they don't burn out, uh, we just we need them. And
We do. We do.
mhm.
I agree.
And find a mentor. Find it is, if it's not someone in the office, reach out to someone. Like I was uh, always trying to meet people. I'm a very good networker. And so I got involved in a lot of journalism associations from an early age in
Mm.
California.
Okay.
It was the California Chicano News Media Association. They gave me a
Hmm.
scholarship. I made contacts and mentors and friends. Um, I would go to conferences that the Associated Press would throw, and then later I got involved with the National Association of Hispanic Journalists,
Yeah. NAHJ.
Society,
Absolutely.
the Society of Professional Journalists, and then sometimes the collaboration. There were conferences that
Yep.
the one time called Unity, where they had the Native American, the Hispanic, and Black journalists all under, and like I just feel like I got such a beautiful web of contacts, and in this job, I networked years ago in a NAHJ conference in Miami,
Yep.
and then months later, after meeting some people from this company, I got a job. So you just never know, and so that's one thing. And then like I feel like maybe the tools have changed and the
Mm.
technology's changed, but the
Okay.
storytelling hasn't. The storytelling has it. Those wonderful radio reports that, sometimes if you ever got a chance to hear Edward R. Murrow covering World War II, we're still covering wars. Um, the beautiful writing, that's still very much needed. And how do you get trust?
Right.
You gotta do some shoe leather. You gotta go meet people. Make time, have a cup of coffee with people. And I feel like it's almost like gardening. Like one of the things that really worked well for me when I was out in the field, uh, I reported for I want to say about 26 years,
Wow.
is you do a good story, people notice. And they're like, wow, I trust her. I trust her. And
Okay.
so all of a sudden you go there for something that had nothing to do about anything, but without you even realizing because you told that story well, you touched someone through your story. They're
Mhm.
like, I'm gonna call her. Or they want to meet and talk, and then before you know, so you went to like something for a fire, and then you found out that next week there's going to be a neighborhood meeting,
Right.
and then you got invited to this festival, and hey,
Right.
there's a thing going on at the school district, and then you come back and you've got like 3 to 5 stories, and you just went there for something that was like a run of the mill breaking news story.
Right.
So
Networking.
I want to see the young reporters coming in learning to stop texting all the time, stop emailing, like pick up the phone, use use the phone, not
Good.
just
Good
as
luck with that, Sandra. Good luck with
as
that.
a camera, but actually talk to people because
Right.
they don't want to have a paper trail, but they might talk, they might say
Right.
something on the phone. And I just feel like when they hear you, they talk to you, and you build trust rather than just a screen, you're
Right.
going to start getting some stories and building your brand and building your contacts, and that makes you valuable. And don't all reporters want to bring that to the table?
No doubt. Absolutely. Great answer. Well said. You know NAHJ. You know where it is next year, right?
Of course. I'm already
Yeah,
making
absolutely.
plans.
Absolutely, absolutely, and your boy would definitely be there. That's for sure. In the 504. So I look forward to seeing you over there in Nolan. No
Mhm.
question about it. So yes, I'm excited about that to go back there. It gives me another reason to try some great food again. So I'm looking forward to that. Um, we have ran into now the portion of the podcast where I'm going to play my interactive game with you called This or That. It's an interactive game that I like to play with all my guests here on the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. And it's very simple. I'm going to throw some things at you, Sandra, and you get to choose this or that. So, are you
Okay,
ready?
let's go. I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Out of these two restaurants, which restaurant would you rather sit down and eat at? Texas Roadhouse or Longhorn Steakhouse?
Longhorn Steakhouse.
Ooh, okay. Girl, you got me cheesing over here. Do you know how hard it is to make a man like me blush with this pigmentation? It's very hard to do. It's very hard to do. Okay, I love it. You already got me blushing. Here we go. Chicken wings. Which flavor would you rather put on the wing? Barbecue or lemon pepper?
Barbecue.
Okay. Do you like your wings wet or dry?
Oh, I drench my food.
I love that. Do you like your wings bone in or boneless?
Bone in.
So you like to get messy with it.
Use napkins.
Okay, I love that. And listen, and no shame in my game either. I get a wet wipe and go to work on wings. Do you understand me? So I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that, no doubt. Okay, we rocking so far. These next 5 questions have to do with music concerts you rather attend. So let's see. Which music concert would you rather go to? Would you rather see Def Leppard or Guns N' Roses?
Def Leppard. And I've seen them both.
Okay. I like that. I like that. Okay. Which music concert would you rather go see? The Doors or the Eagles?
I've seen the Eagles and I love them. But if I could go back in time and see Jim Morrison, heck
Hmm.
yes. Heck yes.
Okay. He was phenomenal in his time. No question about that. The Doors was definitely
Hear him
a
sing LA
revolutionary.
Woman.
Right, right. Absolutely. Great hit. Great hit. Okay, here we go. Which music concert would you rather go see? Would you rather go see Queen or would you rather go see Journey?
I've seen Journey a lot, but I never got a chance to see Freddie Mercury. So if I had the blessing of being able to go and see
Mhm.
him belt out Bohemian Rhapsody or oh my God, there's just so many great songs. Yes,
Yeah.
Queen.
Okay. Okay. I love it. I love it. We
I'd love
got
to add
two.
that one. I can't, but I wish I could add that to my
Love it.
repertoire.
I know that's right. Now we got two more for the music. Which
Okay.
music concert would you rather go see? Would you rather go see Mariah Carey or Celine Dion?
Gosh, that's difficult. Uh, she just, I don't know how she hits those octaves, but Mariah
Hmm.
Carey.
Okay, that you took a while to answer that, so that must have been pretty difficult.
Oh, they're just such beautiful singers. I love vocals.
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely. Now this one probably going to be the toughest. Which music concert? Last one. Which music concert would you rather go to, Rihanna or Beyonce?
Beyonce.
Ooh, so you all about the Beehive?
Well, not necessarily, but I love that she's from Texas and I like I don't know, I like her confidence and I want to just check it out. Yeah. I'm not
Okay,
really devoted to anything, but I like I like to stay as current as possible.
I
And
feel that. I can respect that. Okay, here we go. Back
a
to the
lot of my
sport.
coworkers are, well, not a lot, but some of them were really big when she went to Houston. So
Oh, okay. I'm with you on that. I like that. Now, back to the sports. Which sport would you rather watch on TV? Basketball or hockey?
basketball.
Okay. Which
But
sport
I love
would you
hockey.
rather
But I like to see it I like to see hockey in person.
I love hockey in person. I love hockey in person, no doubt.
I'm kind of
Um,
rowdy.
right, right. I'm huge into the fights. I love that. I love that stuff. Which sport would you rather play? Badminton or bowling?
Bowling
Are you a good bowler?
depends on the night.
Oh, okay. So that depends on now. Are we using the bumpers, Sandra?
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Okay, we don't use the bumpers. Okay, I gotta ask because there's some people that came on this platform that said they play Wii bowling in public, and I'm like, you definitely would have been on your own damn lane because you ain't playing on the same
I
lane.
can play. It's just some nights I get lucky, and some nights, I went into the gutter. But I
That's okay.
try.
That's
I
okay.
try.
All you can do is try. I love that. I love that. Okay. Do you like desserts?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna name four categories of desserts. You have to choose one of these that you'll never eat again. So here we go. The
Never eat
first one,
again.
never eat again. So you have to eliminate one of these. Okay. So here we go. The
Okay.
first category is going to be grouped together. Is cake slash pies. The second category is ice cream. The third category is candy. The last category is cookies. Which one are you getting rid of?
Candy.
Girl, you on point like a period. That's what I would say. I would definitely tell you that because I would get rid of candy too. Now, what is your favorite ice cream?
Ooh. I used to love stuff that had toffee or coffee, but like lately, I just love a beautiful, really nice, rich vanilla.
Okay.
A really good creamy vanilla, even one with a little vanilla bean in it. Just something simple. I don't know. That's just where I'm at right now.
Okay. No, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I love me some vanilla ice cream. Put some double stuffed Oreos up in that thing. I crunch it up and then I put it in the bowl and we good. That's what I love. I love that for sure. Now, do you like potato chips?
Yes.
Okay, same format. I'm going to name four brands. You have to choose one of these brands you will never eat again. So, here we go. The first brand I'm going to say is Doritos. The second brand that I'm going to say is Pringles. The third brand I'm going to say is Ruffles. The last brand I'm going to say is Lay's. Which one are you getting rid of?
Doritos.
Okay, okay. Now, you don't have to name the other three, but what is your favorite chip to eat?
I like the stuff that's hot, but I don't know if that qualifies.
So
I
you
like
like hot Cheetos?
hot chips.
Wow. Okay, so you like a little spice in your life.
I'm Mexican American, yeah.
Okay, I'm with you on that. Ain't nothing wrong with liking it hot, because I definitely likes it hot too. I feel you on that. Okay, okay. You did very well and very decisive on this or that. You were very, very good with that. Now, this next question has to
Okay.
do, the next question is called bucket list. And the reason why it's called bucket list is because I want you to name a top four of stories or events that you would like to do that you haven't done in your journalism career yet. And obviously, you've had a pretty prestigious career. But name me four events or stories that you haven't done that you would like to do.
Mm. I always wanted to do like a border correspondent story, and I never got a chance to work along the border. We have wonderful border correspondents, but that was something I always wanted to do,
Okay.
and um, that I always wanted to do.
Absolutely.
Okay, I um, I always wanted to, and I know a lot of reporters have. I never got to. I wanted to go in like a fighter jet, like
Oh,
when they report at the
yeah.
nearby Air Force bases and stuff, they would invite
Yeah.
reporters. I wanted to always do that. I never got a chance to do that, but yeah, that would have been a fun one.
Mm.
I don't know. You know, after 26 years, I just covered so many. I don't know. I feel like I've had a very satisfying career.
What about red carpet? What about maybe a red carpet event that you would want to do? Have you done one of those?
Yeah, in Santa Barbara, I had to cover the Santa Barbara Film Festival, and
Mm-hmm.
um, they had all kinds of stars, and plus they live out there. Like it's far enough from Los Angeles to like be not in Los Angeles, but
Mm-hmm.
close enough to drive in when needed. So a lot of the stars lived in Montecito,
Mm-hmm.
and then like, and I feel like that's just my general attitude. Uh, they're just wanting to be normal, so I don't get all hyped up
Yeah.
usually
Right.
about
Right.
stars, but the people that I get giddy or excited about, no one's like understanding why. I like if somebody who's like historic, like that gets me excited. Oh my
Okay.
gosh, this guy made history or this woman is historic. Like that's what gets me going. But like, yeah, I appreciate actors and actresses and all, but I don't know, that's just not my thing.
Okay. What about a sporting event? Maybe a sporting event that you might want to cover that you haven't covered yet. You know, we got the Olympics coming up. We got the World Cup coming up.
The Olympics would be fun. I I I like watching the Olympics. Uh, um, I'm enthralled with gymnastics.
Okay.
That was kind of my thing as a child. Um, I loved gymnastics. I never got into it competitively, but that was like and I love the in the Winter Olympics. I like the ice
Mm.
skating, especially the partner ice skating.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. No, that's that. Listen, those are four good things that I like to. I like to ask the question because I want people to speak it into existence. I want people to manifest it. I want people to be like, if there's goals that if there's goals to be reached, I want them to try to reach their goals, right? Because my four is all sports and it's very simple. I want to be doing NBA finals. I want to cover NBA finals game. I would love to do a World Series. I would love to do the Olympics, same as you. And I also would love to do a March Madness slash college football playoff game because I love college sports to the core, especially football and basketball. So those are goals that I have in my mind. Those are my top four, and I'm definitely going to strive to get to one day to be able to do that for sure.
You've
Um,
spoken it into existence.
right? That's exactly what I want to do. Last year it was the Super Bowl. I've spoken into existence. I got a chance to cover it. That's exactly what I want to do with the four in this next upcoming year as well. So I definitely want to be able to do that. What is some advice that someone has gave you, Sandra, that you hold on dearly to?
This word stuck with me for a long time, and I think I've done it well. Um, I interviewed for a college paper, like an iSearch paper,
Hmm.
um, different news women when I was at community college in Saddleback in an English class.
Right.
And at the time, I would watch the news out of Los Angeles, and there was an anchor woman who, was like Mexican American like me. And it just like kind of inspired me, like, hey, if she can do it, I can do it.
Right.
And her name was Laura Diaz. And she told me this one word, and it kind of stuck with me um, over the course of my career now, and that was persevere. You just got to persevere
Wow.
and go with the flow, get it done. Uh, you, you just get to meet so many people. You move to new cities. You just like you see the world. You get to do a lot of things, and it's not easy, but it's so worth it. Just persevere. When they ask you to do something different, say yes.
Right.
Absolutely. Learn
Right.
learn stuff that people don't necessarily want to do, because then that makes you valuable. Persevere. They give you new technology, learn it. Technology changes like every 6 months. Be
Right.
the be the go-to. Learn it. Persevere. Um, Volunteer. Call when there's breaking news. Like stand out. Do stuff like that. Persevere, and be flexible. As the industry changes, change with it. You know. Um, I remember I got a full time job this way. I was working as a freelancer um,
Okay.
at a TV station in New Orleans, and the news director and I were talking, and I'm like, hey, whenever there's a day that they're not being used, is it possible that I could just kind of play around with the camera? And because I wanted to, I actually fell in love with using the camera.
Right.
And he ended up hiring me full time as an MMJ in New Orleans because I was open to shooting my own video, and I love editing. Like, I
Right.
find calmness in editing,
Hmm.
and I enjoy it even on my own time, like, doing it on my phone and making videos vertical, like learn stuff. And
Yeah.
I'm telling you, um, you'll stay employed.
I like
And
that.
your passion, I mean, it fuels your passion, it makes you valuable. And that's
Absolutely.
a good thing when your company likes you, your bosses like you. Be a valuable asset. Persevere. And not years later, but like when I was at Cal State Fullerton, she
Hmm.
invited me, the same woman, Laura Diaz, to visit her, and she took me into her
Wow.
newsroom, and she was so nice to me. She's getting her makeup done, and she's like, "This is Sandra. She's going to be the next TV news star." I was in college, so that was oh, and it was like that lasted that, and I hope that people do that to the next generation,
Yeah.
even if they're not in, like, you can inspire someone at the high school level. Like, I often went to career days and spoke to journalists,
Right.
and one was like a big wig in the newspaper industry, and when I went to her high school class, she was taking a film picture of me so I could put it in our newsletter, and now she's like, you just don't know who's out there when you're speaking to them, what kind of seed gets planted for journalism. And just like always be kind to the younger generation,
Hmm.
because you never know if they're going to be your next boss. I just
You're
like,
right about that.
never, always treat people. I don't care what level they are, even the cleaning staff. Treat everyone important. I
I
think
love that.
that's just the way you got to be. It has nothing to do with like the job that I do, but like in life, just be nice to everybody and
Okay.
always keep your skill set up and be open, be moldable, be teachable, and you'll do
Right.
well. And you'll do well.
Absolutely. No, I love that. I want to get you out of here on this question, and that is, how do you deal with hard news stories? You know, the cupcake stories, the warm and fuzzy stories that make you feel good. Those are great stories to do. We all love doing those stories. But what kind of advice would you give someone to deal with hard news stories like a shooting or a tragedy that happened? Do you take it with you home, or do you try to leave it at work?
It's interesting. Sometimes you have to think like, how would these words be digested by? I'm just going to put that out there, like your grandmother.
Right.
You know,
Okay.
um, is it necessary to put these facts in? Will it make the story better if it's all written or told to you in cop speak? Do you have to reiterate that language? Um, just just think about how you would receive it if you were listening to it, and be tender to that, because sometimes the victims we write about, they're someone's child, or they're someone's parent, or there's some kind of connection. And so always try your best to humanize stuff and make good, smart, ethical decisions on um, descriptions, like especially in radio, like the police may say we're looking for two, and then they'll throw out an ethnicity, okay, with very little description. Well, how is that helpful when so many
Right.
people are
Right.
of that ethnicity? Like, just be responsible. and and just always remember that the people you're writing about, maybe some of their family members or friends may be listening. So just, and be real careful about attribution. You know, when you're writing these stories, uh, attribute, and verify things, because sometimes,
Absolutely.
you know,
Yep.
I don't know if that helps, but I do write an incredible amount of hard news, and you just gotta you just gotta write it like a conversation. And these are things that I'm constantly polishing every single day. You're
Right.
never too, you're never too old to learn new things. And I just, you write and you write and you write, and you just can always get better. But um, be sharp on your writing, and write with humanity always, whether it's a hard news story or not so hard news story. At the end of the
Absolutely.
day, you're writing for people. You're writing for people.
Yep. I agree. I agree. And this has been an absolute treat to have you on here, Sandra, talking about your why, listening to your story about how you came into the industry, going to Saddleback Community College, and then going to Cal State Fullerton, graduating from there. 26 plus years of an illustrious career of all different kinds of roles that you've been in communication and in the journalism industry. Obviously, you have an abundance of experience, and I am a definite fan of yours and moving forward. And I just want to say thank you for allocating your time again to be on my podcast and tell me about your why. My final question to you is there anything else you would like to add about the job, yourself, or anything at all before we conclude?
I have had a wonderful career so far. I have evolved. I've done so many things, and I'm still doing it. I
Yeah,
don't know where it's going. I don't know. I take each day as it comes, but it has been so worth it. I have had some of the best experiences of my life. I've met the most wonderful people, and I know there's more experiences to come. But what has happened so far, uh, I I treasure, and I thank you for asking me to come and be a guest on your podcast, and I've loved learning about you, and it's been nice relating on some similar geography and taste and stuff. Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. I think
I
you're
want to
absolutely amazing.
experience a little bit of your future, so I can't wait to see that happen for you.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna keep grinding, keep working as you will do so in Texas. I will do so here in upstate New York. And I'm absolutely, like I said, a new fan of yours. You're absolutely amazing. There's no question about it. I want you to enjoy the rest of your Tuesday and the rest of your week. You and I will most certainly be in touch.
Thank you, Chris.
You're very welcome. Mhm.